During the COVID-19 crisis, many Americans are looking to the government for assistance, whether it's for unemployment insurance, small business loans, food assistance, or health care. However, a lot of these programs are not accessible to the estimated 12 million undocumented immigrants that live here in the United States, many of whom pay taxes that fund these programs. A Verona, Virginia-based company that specializes in bond securitization services for undocumented immigrants is doing their part to assist some of these folks during the COVID-19 pandemic. Nexus Services released a video announcing several programs they are enacting in response to the COVID-19 pandemic. The video, which we will play in its entirety at the conclusion of this report, features Nexus Services President and CEO Mike Donovan and a young boy named Jeremy.
This is our time, our world, our country. We need to work together to build a better world after this crisis.
That's right, kid.
Jeremy and his family became clients of Nexus Services after him and his mother were detained and then separated after crossing the border between the United States and Mexico. Donovan says free telemedicine and several other services will be available for the tens of thousands of Nexus's clients, but legal services will be available for Americans of all different demographics.
Well, there are two things that we're doing. One is making sure that our clients and their families receive essential vital services in a time of a global health pandemic, right? This is a crisis. These folks need help, and they run the risk of going to get help and then losing, potentially having their immigration status affected. And we can't conscience that. That's not America. That's not who we are. But we also understand that what America is a collection of businesses and people who care about people, and it's always better for people to help, I think, than the government, because it's just more genuine. One of the things that we really wanted to do is make sure that our folks, that our clients, that our family was protected. And so we partnered with an organization to be able to provide free telemedicine for our clients. That way, if a client or their family member has a concern, they're worried about symptoms, they can connect with the doctor in real time. They can get prescriptions called in. They can get essential services that, quite frankly, elude many of our clients on a day-to-day basis. But in this time of a global health pandemic, the American people can't conscience allowing people to die because of their immigration status, the amount of money that they have, their incarceration status, or anything else. It's time to grow up and realize we're all Americans. And more importantly, the American ideal means something more than just who lives within these borders even. We have a global responsibility because we're good people. The other thing that we're going to do is stand up for them. The United States is facing an unprecedented human rights, civil rights catastrophe in response to the COVID-19 pandemic. We have governors issuing orders to arrest people who aren't wearing masks. We have governors issuing orders to arrest people who are in groups of 10 or more. These orders aren't translated into Spanish. No one's communicating what the ramifications are to our community and to communities of color and socioeconomically disadvantaged communities that don't trust the police in the first place. The police coming and telling you got to stay in your house because there's a disease coming. Excuse me, most people who have had experience with real police and understanding what actually happens when the police make a case don't trust them. And because they're human. And so, there's always got to be oversight, and the people are the oversight. The thing that makes America work is that the Constitution and the Bill of Rights guarantee that the American people aren't just free. It isn't just something that you get. It's you have a responsibility. The responsibility to stand up for your fellow man and woman. The responsibility to fight when you or your fellow man or woman have their rights under attack. We're proud to do it. So we're going to be filing lawsuits in jurisdictions across the country. We're going to be funding those lawsuits through our Nexus Derechos Humanos funded law firm. And we've set up a hotline so that people all across the country can call in if you've been denied access to medical care, if you've been denied access to COVID-19 testing, if you have an inmate in a jail who's been denied access to testing, if you have or are an inmate who has been housed with people who are COVID-19 positive or symptomatic. These are people we need to hear from. We need to hold government accountable now. We know that in good times, the American people, we in prosperity, we like to think of ourselves as an enlightened people. In times of crisis, true enlightenment is rolling up your sleeves and getting to work to get the job done. And that's what we're going to do by taking care of our clients and then by suing the pants off anybody that dares mess with them.
As mentioned previously, the kid in the video and his family are clients of Nexus. Mike explained how that came to be.
Jeremy is a special kid. He's 13 years old. He's from Guatemala. He came here with his mother last year. He was separated from her during the family separation tragedy, which seems like decades ago now, given the current state of events in this country. But it was just a short time ago. He was locked in a concentration camp in Chicago where he was beaten. He was, denied medical care for wounds that he had for a period of time, and his mother wasn't notified. It's a horrible situation. We helped them get Jeremy back, and Jeremy. And we were also able to help Jeremy and his mother sue the people that hurt them, which was really, really important. Again, it's about providing services, but then also holding people accountable. You can't do one or the other. You have to do both. If you just do and you don't hold people accountable, then you're no better than the people that are doing bad things. And if you just hold people accountable, then you're an armchair quarterback. You got to get in and do the work. That's what Nexus does. I mean, we get in and do the work every day. And Jeremy is a prime example of that. This kid cares. He cares about his fellow Guatemalans, and he cares about his fellow Americans. He cares about his family of Nexus clients. He wanted to speak to them. He wanted to speak to kids of our Nexus clients to help them understand the importance of social distancing. I'm so proud of that kid. He's going to be a world leader one day, I'm pretty sure.
Jeremy has adjusted well to his life here in America.
When Jeremy first came here after his family moved, after he was released from incarceration, I actually provided a private school scholarship for him. And the private school is a non-traditional private school. And after about 2 months there, he came to me and he said, in Spanish, I'm not learning anything here. I need to go to a school where I can learn English quickly. And I respected that, and we got him into a public school, and man, did he learn English quickly. Now he is fluent, and his accent gets better every day. He is doing incredibly well in school. He's a leader, which of course is no surprise. And the community he lives in with another client's family lives next door. And that is a young man who was separated from his mother in California. They've become best friends. And so to see them together, and what's really cool is you talk about, forged perspectives. These kids talk about what they're going to do with their lives. Jeremy says, he's going to finish high school a year early, I think his plan, go to college, go to law school, become a lawyer, make some money, buy a nice car, and then go to Guatemala or Central America and try to help people down there. That is such a cool, awesome thing. And talk about the kind of thing that we would want, to inspire in a generation of immigrants. This idea of coming to the United States, contributing, being a part of this, and then taking a part of that special American idea and bringing it back to a place where you can make it your own. I mean, that's the idea of the promise of America. These kids get it because they've gone through such torturous conditions that they appreciate it more. I think Americans across the board are now going through similarly torturous conditions. May we, on the other end of this, understand and similarly share a perspective that lets us understand that the one most important thing we can do is unite together to make the world a better place for everybody.
This has been Theodore Whitelow for Breaking Through News. The video provided by Nexus Services will play in its entirety now.
Hi, I'm Jeremy. I am Nexus client.
And I'm Mike Donovan, President and CEO of Nexus Services. We're here today to talk to you about the coronavirus.
We know this is a scary time. I want you to know you have a family Nexus willing to help you.
As we watch the news every day, we see more and more from the front lines of the fight against this horrible disease. In order to help keep your family safe, Libre by Nexus has decided to provide free doctor's visits through telemedicine for all Libre clients.
We want you to be careful and stay safe, protect each other's.
Everyone who does not need to be out should stay at home in order to keep themselves, their families, and their communities safe.
It's a kid, or I want to go outside to play with my friends. But during the crisis, kids need to stay strong and be safe.
As a company, Nexus is working around the clock to free as many people and reunite as many families as possible. We know, no matter what's happening in the world, separating families is just plain wrong.
I was separated from my mother. When I get scared, I want to be with her. Thanks to Nexus, I can be every day.
We cannot allow fear to control us. These are times history will remember. We must remain strong and united. That's why Libre by Nexus has provided you with a 24-hour toll-free hotline. If your rights are abused or violated by a doctor, a hospital, a government worker, or anyone else, you can call that hotline and someone will be on the other end to help you.
No matter your race, gender, color, or religion, we must stand together as a family. If you or your family targeted by police or denied access to medical care, 855-925-2833.
In the United States, white supremacist systems are stacked against minorities, and the undocumented among us face an incredibly unfair fight. That is why Nexus Services is here, to help level the playing ground and put our resources to work for you, our incredible family of clients.
This is our time, our world, our country. We need to work together to build a better world after this crisis.
That's right, kid. The reality is, this is a very scary time, but this horrible time will pass, and America will rebuild. And the great thing is, we'll all have an opportunity to be a part of that rebuild together. And maybe together we can make an America that treats people a little bit better, that treats people a little bit more human, and that affirms the inherent worth and dignity of all people. Let's work together to bring that reality to our new America.
Remember, all of you are Nexus family.
Somos diferentes, somos Nexus.